Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to the best and funniest man show on planet Earth. Welcome to the Wild at Heart show, a show by men, for men, about men, real, authentic, uncut, at USA Global TV and Radio. My name is Roland. I'm the creator, the host, sometimes the moderator, but not today, of this amazing show with this amazing panelists. And today's topic is actually we continue from last time, because we said, okay, there's more to discover, there's more to discuss, there's more to reflect. We will continue from last show. Those of you who joined last show will already know it. What is masculinity? Whenever you want to join us and give us feedback, you're more than welcome on all the whatever social media platform you're following us, for example. You can also go on our website, bonfiredocs.com, communicate with us if you want to add something, you want to discuss something, reflect something, or even you want to bring a topic on this amazing show. So, not talking too much, let's get started. We bring on the moderator of tonight's show, my dear friend from Germany, Christian.
Hi, Roland. Nice to see you.
Hi, brother. Hi, Christian. Great to see you again. Very happy to do the moderation job today. Thank you so much for that.
Of course, you're welcome. I'm really looking forward for this one. I'm still excited from our last show. So let's bring out the other guys.
Yes, let's bring up MARCIN from Poland.
Hi, guys. Hello.
Hi, MARCIN. Hi, great to see you again. Hi. The next one is hazem from Egypt.
Hello. Hi,
hazem.
Hi, Hassan.
Yeah.
Great to have you again here on the show. And after a longer break, welcome back, Big Scott from the UK.
Hello. How are we doing?
Hey, Scott.
Hello, brother. Hi, great to see you again.
Yes,
and we also have backstage from Egypt, my dear friend Mohamed.Mounir. Hi, Mounir.
Hello, Roland. Hello, all. Thank you so much for having me today.
Hi, Mounir. I don't know if Ezra is only backstage. When he's backstage, please, Ezra, join us too. If later, I guess if he will reset some IT stuff, he will join later. Okay, gentlemen. Thanks for your time and energy. I'm very looking forward to go deeper from our last time communication. And I hand over to our moderator tonight, to Christian. Christian, thank you.
Thank you very much, Roland. Well, we had a lot of topics that came up in our last show. This show still worked the whole week long inside of me, and I was asking myself, so what is masculinity? And the first thing I want to throw in is, because that was the question that came up to my mind, is there a special masculine emotion? So I want to put that one in. If any one of you guys has something to say, something to discuss, some feelings about this, please share. Oh, no, stop. First of all, I want to share something with you. A woman said to me about our show, because I think this is quite important for all you guys to hear, and also for the audience. We got some nice feedback, and especially what you guys were talking about last show, about the things that are typical masculine. She's a woman raising her kids alone. I don't know the special word in English. And single mom. Thank you. And she said she's very, very thankful that we are doing this, because in the reflection of our show, she recognized that those things we were mentioning are missing for her kids. And right now, she's trying to go to find male role models for the kids, because she knows she can provide those guys, her sons, with those with those things. So we're doing a great job. You guys doing a great job, and we're getting acknowledged by other people. So that's great. And I really had to share this with you guys.
Thank you for the feedback.
Well, yes, to be honest, Christian, these kind of words are the real rewards. I mean, it's we have a lot, but this when you touch some people's hearts and mind, and they do something, this is the real rewards that we will get, inshallah.
Exactly. Hi, Ezra. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello guys. I'm sorry I'm late. I need to renew my computer. It resets quite slowly, and so I'm late today. So hello everybody. I hope you're all well. I'm fine, and I'm happy to be back again this evening.
Okay, I was throwing in a quick question that came to my mind during the time from our last show to today, and it was if there are typical male emotions, maybe. So that was the question I want to give over to you guys. If someone wants to say something about that.
Yeah, well,
you recognize that this is a hard question, Christian, right?
I would think so.
I think I may add something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, if I may, when you asked this question, the first answer came actually from the social picture of the man. So the first emotion is anger, right? Because socially we are connected with anger, with violence, with this energy. So I thought maybe it's anger, but actually the second thought was that I don't know if it is a correct emotion. It is just something that I feel, a responsibility. So for me, the core feeling that I have is feeling being responsible for someone, for, I don't know, for a family, for a company, for a business, for any adventure. So for me, it would be a responsibility.
That is a very good one. Responsibility. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think an accepted male emotion is actually like Marcin said, is rage. You know, men are in some countries or in some societies or some cultures are allowed to be rageful. You know, and to be angry, whereas women are supposed to be controlled and sweet, and us men were supposed to be strong and therefore rageful. Responsibility for me is more mental construction. It's an idea. It's a thought. It's a decision, and emotion is a different kind of energy. But yeah, I believe that men are allowed, sometimes even encouraged in some cultures, to be rageful.
Yeah, I think something in my mind that comes up is that it's not anger. Like anger is a feeling that comes with a context. For me, the feeling underneath it is aggression, and aggression is a feeling that is not in a context and doesn't point at someone. It's just energy moving forward. So that's how I define aggression. So it's not loaded with something like guilt or you have done this or that, stuff like that. It's a pure emotion, and the direction is forward.
Yeah.
So that's the point I came up to.
What I see, Christian, on what I experienced by myself, actually, when I got the feedback. I got a feedback from my girlfriend, and I discovered it later when I got the feedback. And I see this with other men. And actually, today I had a coaching client, a general manager of your company, and we've been talking about passive aggression. So we're not letting go of our aggression. You know, men are very outgoing. Yeah, we are very outgoing with our energy. Most of us don't do it because they're in jobs where they're not allowed to be outgoing. They don't have time to get rid of the energy by doing sports or whatever. So and they had also, on the other hand, in the past, maybe bad experiences or traumas, and what is building up inside because they never let these emotions out. There was no space for it. They build up what I call a very passive aggression, meaning not being attacking somebody, beating somebody, but sometimes you say something to somebody to this or hurting this person. Maybe it's not absolutely not your intention. It comes unconsciously, but it's passive aggression. You're hurting sometimes somebody, or maybe a colleague or a friend or your lover or whatever, because this aggression is inside you. You're not really aware of it, but sometimes you let it out with somebody you really love, and you hurt this other person without any intention. And that's what I see. That's what I see as a typical male emotion, is this passive aggression.
I'd like to just say,
Actually-
what? Go on, sorry.
Yes, Scott.
I was just like saying, with what you're picking up on then, sort of passive aggressive. I think from a young age, as a heterosexual male, you're brought up to be strong, powerful, encouraged to go out and do all the adventurous and all the dangerous things. But sometimes the insecurities never get answered. So I think as you get older, you get frustrated with yourself because you can't express them emotions without feeling some form of insecurity or insuperiority. If you open up as a man to say, do you know what, I am having issues. I've had a couple of people that I've spoke to just recently, men who I thought were really, really successful, that are struggling with mental health issues because they feel that they can't open up. And I think that's where the aggression builds up, is because we feel that we can't let loose like women do. You see women chatting and they'll chat the birds and the bees and everything. But men, we tend to just compartmentalize our emotions, unless somebody speaks about a specific emotion, we don't really bring it up. Whereas if it was more in conversation, that, it is all right to be feminine, masculine. Do you know what I mean? The question is, what is masculinity? And I think as young boys, we're taught that masculinity is all about strength and bravado and showing a brave face and no insecurities at all.
Absolutely, Scott. I
Yeah.
relate to this because masculinity is going straight, having a clear direction, being targeting, going forward, being focused. All this stuff is
Everything's
a masculine
logistical.
energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's logistical. There's no time for emotion, but there needs to be time for emotion. Do you know what I mean? Because along the way, we don't get everything right first time. And when we make a mistake, we feel we can't tell anybody because that makes us inferior, which then builds up and builds up and builds up. And at the end of the day, people are looking at us, for example, as role models, but we've all got our insecurities. We've all got things that we don't air on a daily basis. If we were all together now, sat around a campfire, we'd be drinking, having a beer and whatever. And the longer it went on, the deeper we would go into life. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think men need to do. Just be open up sometimes, not just to ask for a solution, but just to share that time. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's part of being masculine, is being around that energy that helps you feel masculine, but you could also be feminine in that masculinity, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I guess I mentioned it last time, and I had an amazing interview actually yesterday with Richard West about the masculine and the feminine. And I think a masculine man, or a real man, is somebody where the masculine and the feminine energy is in balance.
Yin
Meaning
and yang.
not 50.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning not 50-50, but whatever is appropriate in a certain situation, in a certain event, you're starting with the feminine or the feminine.
It needs to be fluid. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Rather than structured, it needs to be fluid. And that's what I'm saying. When we're together, those conversations, they become fluid because one thing leads into another. And before you know it, you've gone around the houses and everybody feels happy without actually asking for any help, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And that's what I'm looking forward to next weekend. I'm going to be in a field with musicians and just around people. And I think with the pandemic and stuff, people have become isolated and we've just become faces on screens. Whereas now we need to get out in the open. Even if you just invite somebody around your garden and put a couple of bangers on a fire, just have that human interaction, so 2023 hopefully will just be full of that, more fields full of festival people. So I'm excited. You know, so
Yeah, Big Scott, I would drink for that for sure.
yeah.
And by listening to you guys, I hear that you are talking about movement, whether it's moving towards a relationship or opening up. It is also a movement. So I believe masculinity is about moving things as well. And I have a slightly different opinion on the emotion, Christian. It was actually amazing for me that you defined it opposite to what I used to think, because for me, anger is something beneath. It is a pure emotion, and aggressiveness is when we put motion to this emotion. You know what I mean? So the anger actually means that some kind of my boundaries were crossed, or I do not have agreement to something. But as Roland said, we are not supposed to do that in public, not being accused by us being aggressive or, rude or something. And we are just suppressing, and it builds up. And then the day is coming when this all bursts like a volcano. Do you know what I mean?
I think I get the point. Yes, and I'm very happy that this is happening, because I think right now we're bouncing about against a speech barrier, because the German word for aggression has another meaning, maybe like anger. So when I translate it to German, things get lost. So in my German meaning, it's like I meant, and I absolutely get your point, like you explained it. So that's a funny one. I really, it's a speech thing, like a language thing. Yes,
A cultural thing. Yeah.
as well, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, what I want to know from you gentlemen is, did anyone else like myself get a feedback that there's a passive aggression inside? Did you ever get this feedback, or did you ever realize it, that you have some passive aggression inside, that you sometimes hurt somebody emotionally, maybe through words or even through not talking? And did you ever realize that? I'm just curious if I'm the only one.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think we all have, at least I have, I can say that.
Yeah, I think it's inherent in masculinity. You know, it's an emotion that we're very clever with.
Well, I think that passive aggression is not a masculine energy. It's actually a feminine energy. It's not manifested. It's not expressed. Like I said last week, for me, masculine is the energy that goes outwards. That goes out there. Whereas the feminine is the energy that's inside. The feminine is intuition, is knowing, is silence, receptive, is inner thought. And whereas masculine is expressive, is manifesting. So the passive aggression could be expressed as anger, as a masculine side. For me, emotions are precisely that: energy and motion, emotion. And this energy that's in motion is expressed finally, or is moved thanks to our thoughts. So our thoughts can be kind, our thoughts can be aggressive, our thoughts can be creative, our thoughts can be many different thoughts. And the energy that these thoughts move is the energy that we finally feel through our emotions, through the energy that moves through this emotional body. So passive aggression could also be expressed not only with anger. It could be expressed finally at its masculine expression in different ways. Sometimes passive aggression can be expressed with silence, or with sarcasm, or not necessarily with rage, and a person can still be aggressive, with a movement, with your eyes, with a smirk in your face. Yeah. So to me, passive aggression is a feminine side of the expression of emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a cool picture in my mind, and I'll share with you after this commercial break we're taking right now. So We're gonna be back in, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. See you.
The session we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
It didn't unmute automatically. Okay, welcome back. And I'm very curious when we bring the panelists back, what Christian is telling us are the story he announced before. Bring all the guys back, and then we continue because we are all curious about what Christian wanna tell us after this commercial break.
Yeah, well,
Christian.
the thing is, this passive aggressivity and like active aggressivity, if you want to call it like that. There's this story a guy told me. He said if you're aggressive, like active aggressive, you go and punch someone else in the face to make him feel bad. If you're passive aggressive, you punch yourself in your face to make the other person feel bad. So this is the kind of thing how it works. A more practical example is like a friend of mine. He was really, he felt bad about his mom, and he wanted to tell her all about his feelings and stuff like that. So he drove, I don't know, maybe 300 kilometers to her, and he stood in front of her and was like, okay, mom, I want to be loved just like the way I am. I want you to accept this, accept me, accept the way I live, stuff like that. And the thing she did was, oh no, I did everything wrong. So instead of really appreciating what he was saying, she fell into this passive aggressivity and was like, oh no, I did everything wrong. I'm so bad. So she didn't even see his son, her son. And this is what happens pretty often. And if I think back over time, I would say this is a more women-related way of acting, or more female-related way of acting. Roland, yeah.
Christian, what I also see, or what I learned about this passive aggression, I got the feedback from my lover was when I didn't respect her. And I don't know, I said something, I did something, I hurt her feelings or whatever, and she wanted to talk about it, and I didn't take it serious. I just turned away and didn't reflect on it, didn't wait on what she wants to, was not interesting what she was saying. Actually, it was not that it wasn't interesting. I just was escaping out of the situation. And then she called me passive aggression. And to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't absolutely not understand what she means. I said, no, I'm not aggressive. I said, yes, you are. You're running away. You're hurting my feelings. You're not respecting me because I want to. Maybe you can't express your feeling as a man, but as a woman, I want to express my feelings. What hurt me, what you did. Maybe I've been unaware of it, but it's passive aggression because you're escaping. You're not staying. You're not listening. Which I just want to add.
Yeah, this brings me to another point, which in my way of feeling is very masculine, like having the standing to stay, to have the strength to stay in those situations, to take all this emotional power that comes, and to be there and be present. This is I don't know, Ezra, do you have something for this topic? I have the feeling you are so into this energy thing, and your knowledge about that is so huge. I'm always listening to you and like, oh wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And maybe you can say something to this one.
Thank you, Christian. Yeah, well, with the example that you gave about the mother, for me, it was not aggressive. It's actually an expression of her victimhood. So, and in terms of what Roland said, for me, it was not passive aggression. For me, it's lack of presence. So we need to understand two things. Each person perceives life or experiences life, whatever happens in front of them, what happens in their life, and with their own filters, that are related with their past experiences, that are related with their culture, with how they're supposed to act. So, for example, in the case of this mother, she acted as victim in the sense of believing that she was not, maybe had a thought of in her past, in her life, that she had not done things well, and the other, and so therefore this weight of responsibility of not doing things correctly or the way she's supposed to be doing and hurting the person or her son made, maybe she was being aggressive to herself, believing that she was not good enough, she had not done things correctly. So that's her perception. And in terms of Roland's example, for me, it was a lack of presence, which maybe women, a lot of women, may perceive as aggressive, and other women may not. So passive aggression can be expressed in different ways, or it can be perceived in from different eyes. So yeah. I don't know if that answers anything or says anything else, adds anything to you. Thank you.
Okay, so you don't see the behavior of the mom as aggressive, passive aggressive?
I don't. That's not my perception. I don't.
Okay.
I don't see it as passive aggressive, because I don't think she was not blaming him. She was not putting responsibility on him. She was not throwing anything back at him. You know what I mean? She was not being aggressive. Maybe she was. If you want to say being aggressive, she was being aggressive to herself, because
it was more guilt and insecurity rather than anything else, I would say. She was judging herself. So she was blaming herself, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't do things well good. Look at you. So I'm sorry. This and that. I'm a bad person, bad woman."
I get it.
Yeah,
but on the other hand. Sorry, but just a short one.
Please,
but on the other hand, on any level, she knows that this is a way to get out of the situation. She doesn't have to really get on with this and listen to him, stuff like that. So she's like stealing away.
I think Christian,
that could be, because a lot of this victimhood habits that we have are a way of getting things out of, a way of getting out and slipping out and not take. Victimhood is actually a lack of responsibility.
Exactly. Yes.
A lack of disposition of being the cause of my life. When I'm not responsible in my life, I become a victim.
We had that, yes. Mounir, please.
Christian, yeah. I was thinking about this case is that it's all the behavior of the mom is typical a behavior of myself always when we are facing any problems, and that's something that I've been trying for the last maybe 5-6 years to get over it. I feel responsible about everything that happens. So, for example, if someone in the company was not performing well, the first thing that I would think of is that I did not coach this person to do the right things. And if my spouse is feeling bored, is that not because she does not have anything to do, is because I am boring. And that's part of putting yourself responsible over the world. And just to give you this kind of analogy, my favorite movie is The Godfather, Al Pacino. He was always responsible for the family, for the kids, for the brothers, for things that went wrong, for his dad being shot, and so on. And by doing that, he's always this kind of gloomy, not laughing, not smiling, not being able to enjoy the life because he feels responsible. He's the Godfather. So that's something else, and maybe we are mixed it up here because the definition of the passive aggression is not really clear. The definition of the passive aggression here is that I feel something, I feel bad about something, and I did, instead of addressing it like grown up people, whether male or female, I just try to throw things out without really addressing the thing or the topic, but throwing things out like saying something that makes the other party feel bad or not being comfortable about the topic or something like that. And that means passive aggression. It's I am being aggressive, but not towards the topic and not directly addressing the topic. And this is something that it's more of I'm not saying, but that it's 100% feminine or 100% masculine. It's more of a female way of addressing the topics rather than a male addressing the topic. Female addressing the topics are always going to be, trying to hit you in the areas that really not towards the subject or the matter that we are discussing, but something relates that will make you feel bad about yourself in a way or another. And that's what I wanted to say here. And if I have a couple of minutes as well, I may address as well something related with emotions and feelings. That's and we need to differentiate between both of them because feelings are conscious. What we experience, but we're conscious about our feelings towards something or a topic or a situation. While emotions are all the things related with the subconscious, sometimes conscious, but it's mostly unconscious feelings towards something. So when you express your emotions, when you learn how you express your emotions, now those kind of emotions becomes more feelings, and you address them right in the way you are aware of how you feel, and you name it right. And again, I would reflect on myself. For the past 6 years, I've been trying to understand exactly what are those emotions, try to understand them, name them right in order to be able to address them right, and then being able to treat them. So sometimes I feel angry, but it's not anger, it's despair. Sometimes I feel sad, depressed, but it's not really sad or depressed. It's something related with not being really addressing the subject or the feeling that the emotion that I have, and that means that I am not addressing them in the right way.
I love what you just said. This addressing it, and that was wow. I'm flashed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that one. That was really great.
I have a question.
And now I just need to cut
Wait.
in because I just felt so many things when I was listening to you, Mohamed. Because I connected two things. You said about difference between emotions and feelings, and that emotions actually may be subconscious. But when we just search for them, we can find that what's underneath and then benefit from their power. And I connected it with what I know about Roland, who recently started archery. And I thought maybe it would be a good inspiration for us men, a way of a hunter, like being a hunter of emotion. So a hunter needs to sometimes wait and be patient and sit in silence, waiting for the prey. And sometimes he needs to be outgoing, right, and brave. So maybe hunting for own emotions can be like a thing. I don't know what you think about it, guys.
I'd like to say something, but Hassan wanted to say something before.
Yeah, yeah. I have just was thinking about is this passive aggression, is it a natural thing? Yani, for example, people do it smoothly, or it's a technique, or people master in order to manipulate situations and be the winner in defending specific argument. Because if I have if for example, I was aggressive in a part of time. For example, if someone comes and step on my foot in anything, I will shout. Maybe I will fight with him in a street, in a car, or whatever. And then I started to control this. But some people can actually, like I told you before, use this technique, the passive aggressive technique, and maybe they can hurt you or make you get your anger out. Is this
Yes,
possible?
Hazem, I think yes. It's like the abusers, yeah, Hazem. I mean, some abusers are aware, conscious that they abuse people. Some are
Yeah.
not. So whether the passive aggressive person is aware or not, they might not be aware or conscious that they are doing this kind of being aggressive. Sometimes they are, aware, but normally the passive aggressive person is really not aware.
Maybe he tried it once and he liked it because he's a winner in this situation, so he starts like doing it again and again.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's experience. True.
Yeah, these are like you say, Mohammed. These are habits. These are unconscious habits in which we grow up to handle and to express, to obtain what we want, what we need. And usually these passive aggressive attitudes are manipulative strategies that people develop to obtain what we need. We're all looking for a better life or for our own things or ways of having happiness. So the only problem is that we look for this happiness with very not not very wise means. We look for happiness, and we develop these attitudes in which we use manipulative strategies like passive aggressions. And it's not that we're bad, or it's just that we grew up and subconsciously express them in our life. I wanted to say something about emotion, and I'm sorry, Roland. I wanted to say something about.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, something about emotions and feelings. For me, that I've discovered and learned is that emotions are, like I said, energy in motion that is placed in motion due to a mental process, through a thought. Through an aggressive thought will make me move emotion and make me act as with rage. Whereas feelings are much more pure, in a sense that they are not moved by mental constructions. They are something that comes out from the inside, from the being. It's like sometimes you wonder, why do you love your loved one? And there's no There's no reason sometimes. It's just a feeling, you know. But when you say, why am I mad? If you look in meditation, for example, if you look straight at your thoughts, or if you look straight at your emotion that you're feeling at the moment, you know, and get in touch with the rage and get in touch with this, you may discover behind it the idea, the mental process, and the nature of this aggression, and the nature of the thought that moves this energy and motion, the emotion. Whereas feeling is something pure from the heart or from the being.
Well, this was a real rich episode. I'm delighted, guys. That was a real good one. Thank you very much for this sharing. And I would love to have a third part of this one, but I think we will continue. Maybe let's get this up together. We talk about that. Thank you guys out there for listening, sharing, and if you got any comments, put it under our videos, write us down, connect on the Wild at Heart website. And well, I think we're out for today. You guys got something to say, some last words, maybe anybody?
I just want to say, Christian, amazing, great job as a moderator. Thanks a lot. You really keep us flowing. It was really cool. Thank you so much for that. And for the other chance, thanks for all your contribution. I learned something new. I hope you too, and I hope our audience too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.